First to Kenya and a march to honour the victims of Al-Shabaab's assault on Garissa University. Hundreds of students taking part almost a week after 148 people were killed. Demonstrators calling for better security and compensation for the families of the victims. A candlelit vigil is currently underway in central Nairobi, and that's where our correspondent Duncan Woodside joins us from Nairobi. Duncan, what more can you tell us about the events being held today?
Well, obviously there's been two key events. The first was the protest in town whereby a petition was delivered by students from the National Student Union to the office of the President, demanding better security for campuses throughout the country in a context where most students perceive those campuses to be poorly guarded. Certainly that was the case in Garissa University when it was attacked on Thursday morning. The protest was mainly good-natured. There was an atmosphere of tension, though, as students began to vent their frustrations. They were punching and hitting a military or police vehicle as it went past, but generally speaking, the mood was reasonably calm. And now, of course, there's this candlelit vigil which is taking place in Uhuru Park, and we'll be going along to that very shortly.
Duncan, what's the latest on the probe into last week's attack and the retaliatory measures the government's taking?
Well, a couple of days ago, KDF, that's Kenya Defence Force military jets, pounded what they believed to be Al-Shabaab bases close to the border between Somalia and Kenya. However, Al-Shabaab themselves said that their bases were not hit. In fact, they say that some civilians were injured and some goats killed, but no Shabaab operatives. And that's perhaps believable in a context where a military source from the Kenyan military has acknowledged there was heavy cloud cover which hampered that particular operation. Now, in terms of the probe, the number one suspect is a man called Mohammed Kuno. He's very much still at large. He's a former teacher from northern Kenya who's long had links with militants in Somalia, not just Al-Shabaab, but also its predecessor organization, the Islamic Courts Union. Here in Nairobi, there's been developments in terms of 5 men linked to the Garissa attack being remanded in custody for a period of 1 month. And that includes a man called Mr. Sahel Dirihir Hassan, who allegedly delivered the weapons to the attackers prior to the attack, and he was intercepted while crossing across the Somali border after the incident.
All right, Duncan, thank you very much indeed for that update. Duncan Woodside reporting.